Not bad. Good morning, everyone. If you'll forgive me, I'm gonna actually make a yogurt bowl at the same time as we talk because this is a day in my life in Vienna and it's already starting off very legitimate because I am gonna meet my friend Pia at 10 and I have a habit, because we meet at the bottom of my road, of not being the most punctilious person in the world, and I'd like to be more punctilious. So I'm gonna make a yogurt bowl and we're gonna catch up. Is that okay? Yeah. I've been making my yogurt bowls a bit more bougie these days. What do I have? Do I want almonds? Actually, walnuts get stuck in my teeth a wee bit. Okay, maybe that was a wee bit too much information, who knows? So I have some raspberries, never as good as the ones you pick off a bush in Scotland, but there you go, and blueberries. And I also have some cacao nibs and hemp seeds. La 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 la. I'm feeling really excited today. I don't know, I just have this sort of rumbling, this fire within me where I feel like today's gonna be just a really lovely, nourishing day. I think to have that time to yourself in the morning, but to also have that connecting time with a friend, it just sets you up in the most beautiful way. And I've kind of mentioned my work here and there a couple of times in my vlogs, but I haven't really talked about it. When I started making videos for YouTube, I knew that I didn't want to mention my job. And that was a conscious decision because I wanted my vlogs and I wanted Lemonage to be about me. I wanted it to be a reflection of my life in a personal way, not really connected to my job. And the thing is, if I made videos about my job, I'm pretty sure I would go viral pretty quickly. And I'm not trying to say that as clickbait, it's just my job is centered around a topic that interests people quite a bit. And I didn't want that. I wanted to have some autonomy over what I create and what I love in life. And I didn't want it to be I didn't want it to be taken away by, maybe you could say, the limelight of what I do. I mean, for me, it's like the 9 to 5, or rather 10 to 12, 7 to 10. But to other people, it's always really fascinating. And I guess within all of that, I wanted to be like, hi, I'm here too. Whoa. Okay, I have 4 minutes. Oh, should we open the advent calendar really quickly? Today is the 3rd. Oh, it's also my father-in-law's birthday. Okay, I need to phone him. Oh, it's like those little dinner mints you used to get in the 90s. Actually makes me really, really happy. Okay, there we go. Hi. So it's a little while later. I'm back in the kitchen and I don't know about you, but I would love to know how you stay motivated when it gets dark at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Actually, no, that's not true. I have the motivation to do stuff because I just did some extra work for a project at work, but I don't know, maybe I need another coffee, but it would be like my 4th today, and this at the moment is kind of a daily struggle. Normally I fill my pausa with yoga or just chilling, just reading a book, and that is glorious. Highly recommend. But it does mean that when it gets dark outside at like 4, having to find the energy to go back to work in the evening can be really challenging, even if I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I wanted to do something quite fun and festive this afternoon. I have a couple of hours before I have to be back at work. I'm mentioning work too much, but that is my life. No, not really. It's a little bit of my life. Anyway, and I saw this Christmas wreath, this pastry Christmas wreath, or it's made from dough, online, and I thought it looked so cool and it looked super easy. So I memorized how to do it. I don't know if I'm using the right dough, and I have no idea what the oven temperature has to be. So we're gonna wing it, but I think 180 is probably gonna be a good idea. And the recipe called for a homemade dough. So I bought a pre-packaged pizza dough to save a little bit of time. And I got this lovely raspberry jam, which is a little lighter on the sugar, which makes me happy because I don't have a huge sweet tooth. I also have some fresh raspberries, which I thought would just add a little bit of a texture situation. Gosh, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This is going to be quite entertaining. I've actually been thinking over the last few days about authenticity and why that's so important. I think the more I think about authenticity and how it's used or how we apply it to our everyday life, the more I'm convinced that if you're authentic, everything else kind of falls into place. And when I was watching or editing the first vlogmas video I made, I was kind of amazed how I just let elements of my personality shine through that I'd kind of hidden or avoided before. And it wasn't that I was being inauthentic in all my other videos, but it was more, I let something go. I let myself relax whilst filming, and then parts of my authentic self were visible, like the sassiness and the chattiness, and I think I was afraid to show that before, maybe subconsciously, because I wanted the videos I made to somehow tick a box or fit a trend or be interesting to YouTube, interesting to people who were watching. And the bog standard truth of it is, I just didn't trust myself. I didn't trust who I was. I didn't trust that I had anything to say or anything interesting to give. I wanted to make myself like the rest. I honestly think we need authenticity now more than ever. We need people's true thoughts. We need to feel safe sharing who we are, sharing everything we like. And I haven't said before that I love classical music and I love opera and I love Agatha Christie mysteries. I mean, I've mentioned that before, and I love Jane Austen and I love English classics because it's not trendy in some ways, it's not popular. I have loved that stuff ever since I was a little kid. And I think when we're kids, we just want to fit in. We don't really want to stand out. We feel exposed already, especially I think as teenagers, or at least I did. And we don't think it's important to be original, to be authentic. But I honestly feel that when it comes to creating, when it comes to doing anything in life, the magic is where the authenticity is. And if you feel comfortable being your authentic self, everything else will follow. And that video that I filmed 2 days ago was easier to edit because I wasn't having to kind of question everything and chop out bits or tie everything together, because I was just free flowing. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You think you know dance music? You think you like dance music? What if I told you there was dance music out there that was better than the dance music you know? Vivaldi, I'll tell you something. You have to listen to this track. I can't play it obviously because it's copyright, and I wouldn't want to because the singer is phenomenal. I want you to look up Julie Boulien. She is Quebecoise. She's from Quebec. If anyone knows the right term for that, please tell me below. She sings so beautifully. And I was walking down the street and I was listening to an aria of hers, and oh, the freedom, the desire I had to just like jive down the street, which happens more than I maybe care to admit. It was just such a bop, and I need you to go listen to it. And I need to know if you danced, because I don't care what anyone says, Vivaldi, I will always bop to Vivaldi. This was the best I could find on Epidemic Sound. You know this, but just wait for it. I need to leave for work in like 3 minutes, but I just wanted to show the fruits of my labor. Isn't it beautiful? And even though I've just had dinner and I'm really full, I can't leave without trying a bit. I've honestly no idea how it's gonna taste, but maybe a tiny little piece. I hope it's also cooked all the way through. A tiny little, oh, that didn't go very well. I'm gonna try it anyway because I think the areas up at the top and to the side perhaps will have more filling. It's pretty well baked though. Okay, I definitely needed a slightly sweeter jam. But I think I could add a little bit of like a drizzly white icing later on when I come back and it's fully cool. Happy you could have that for breakfast.